I don't know. There we go. Good Sunday evening. We're here. We're live. And we're here to talk about the game that was. And the game, well, it wasn't much of a game. We kind of boat raced Minnesota. And I think they lost their oars because they didn't get that boat rowed. Guys, let's take care of some business first. If you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. It's right there in front of you. Hit the like button too. Hit them both. And go ahead and then, leave us a comment or two and then share it out. Share it out with everybody. This week especially, share it with your Minnesota friends. I and fully intend to share this with Kane Robb, who was our Minnesota Gopher guest on the last week's show, to give us a preview. And basically, I watched this podcast yesterday. I'm not going to say a lot, except he had a little bit of a meltdown. Not the same not the same Kane Robb we watched, who was singing praises of the Minnesota program just a week earlier. But hi, Kane. If you watch this, I just making fun of you, buddy. Just making fun of you. We've all been there. As these guys can tell you, I have my meltdowns too.
Except right. he has his meltdowns in the middle of the game, in the first quarter.
Well, fortunately for me, I wasn't watching the first quarter. I was listening to it on the on my cell phone, and my phone died right at the time it was supposed to kick off the second half, and so I had to drive all the way home, 20-minute drive home without any knowledge of what was going on in the game. And I did expect that the third quarter would be almost over, if not completely over, by the time we got home. I expected to have a couple of more scores on the board. To my dismay, I find out we still had 31 points, but I turned it on right when we got the first of the three penalties on that drive Minnesota had. Was that the drive that they got their field goal?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay.
When Iowa's defense just started acting silly.
They were acting stupid. I'll just say it. They were acting stupid.
Merriweather I'll give Cohen a little bit because the ball was going down the middle of the field. Maybe he saw the wrong receiver. But Merriweather made the ultimate. I'm surprised he didn't kicked out when he punched the dude in the nuts. I mean, even the announcers was like, "Oh man, that hurts me watching it."
I thought I heard I thought I heard one of the announcers when I went back on replay. I thought I heard the announcer say, "Oh, that didn't hurt."
Well, I guess we got the one negative out of the way for the whole damn game was the three penalties and Entringer doing what he did. So
yeah, that is the only negative of the game. That to me, that's what it would be, was that drive. Mm-hmm. But it was the penalties were just like dumb, right? It wasn't like it was offsides because you were being too aggressive or anything like that. They were just dumb penalties, punching a dude in the nuts and then hitting a receiver that had no part of the play. So I mean.
To me, Entringer is way worse than the other one. I think Merriweather's was just a reaction to that guy roughing him up, But
so you guys,
Entringer was he thought that out and everything. That was so pre pre-designed or something. It was like
Premeditated.
he could have got tossed out. He could have got benched for the Oregon game. I mean, that was boy.
You can't premeditate something that takes place in a split second. You can't say, "Oh, I'm just going to stand here for a minute and think, oh, I'm going to dive up and tackle him high and make sure."
He prepared that hit for 3 steps before he hit the guy.
But the ball was coming right at him. That's why I would forgive that. The ball legit was coming right at him, but it went to the short receiver.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he just didn't notice the ball was going to the shorter receiver.
Yeah,
that's all.
So I'm going to say, guys, I mean, obviously, I know Kelvin and Jason sounds like too, but honestly, I don't think there's a penalty there, only because that's football. Those kind of hits happen. He wasn't intentionally trying to take the guy out of the game, and they keep saying he was defenseless. I don't know how he was defenseless. His feet were on the ground. He was clearly there, and so I don't know.
That's why clearly against the rules nowadays, Dean. Mm-hmm. You can't blindside a guy. You can't hit a defenseless player for no particular reason.
Yeah,
I mean, I know that I'm wrong. Defenseless because the ball. He didn't have the ball in his hands, right? He was looking at the ball. That's
the
what
ball
makes
was 10 yards. The ball was 10 yards away from him.
Yeah,
to the left of him and short. And to the left of him.
It was right. It was right in the middle of the field.
Now Paul's just sitting there quietly taking this all in. Paul, your opinion? You go with these guys, or do you go with me?
I'm going to go with what the referees ended up deciding, that it was a personal foul. It was unnecessary roughness. And I think the right determination ended up being made and the right punishment was dealt out for it.
I agree.
I'll go with that.
Yeah. It wasn't a targeting because he didn't hit him in the head, but
no, it wasn't a targeting. But okay, Marty Polko says, and he's always if you guys go to Hawkeye games, he's very popular at the Hawkeye games. He's got a big old trailer. He's got people that he brings in players, and everybody hangs out with him and gets pictures with him. Hawks dominate my 31-13 was way off. Iowa getting better each week. Iowa 27, Oregon 19. Cool. I hope you're right.
That would be awesome.
You're right.
I could see it happening. I could see that happening.
Yeah. When we start talking about some of the games that we picked and some of the stuff later, I mean, we're going to go over some of this stuff. But just as a matter of, as long as Marty brought it up, what do you think of Wisconsin hanging with Oregon yesterday? Do you think it's because of the wet weather, the pouring rain that Oregon did, or Wisconsin improving each week, or what? Oregon is just not what we thought they were.
I didn't see it. What was the score?
21-7.
No.
Yep. I think it was 14-7 at one point. I don't remember.
Well, it was 14-0. I know that, but I don't know. It could have been 14-7 as well. I stopped watching it after a while. It didn't look like Oregon was even there. I mean, to me, it just looked like they were already looking towards their bye week. They saw Iowa, beat them 37-0. They saw Ohio State beat them, 41-0 or some bull crap.
34-0, yeah.
Or 34-0, okay. So, to me, watching the game, it was boring. And I just think, the quarterback kept making mistakes that he doesn't normally make. I just think they were going through the motions. They were expecting to dominate the game, I believe. It just didn't look.
Yeah. Well, one thing's for sure. I'm glad that they beat Wisconsin. I didn't need them to go into the bye week with another loss and stew on that while they prepare for Iowa for a week. But I'm really disappointed that they're on a bye week too. I mean, couldn't they have played, like, let's say, Ohio State this week. A tough team that might beat them up a little bit.
Oregon's good enough that they can sleepwalk through a game and be ahead of Wisconsin 21-0.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I mean, and to be honest, Kelvin, that's what it looked like. They were just sleepwalking.
Well, pretty hard to get up to play Wisconsin this year.
Yeah, for real.
They're bad. But
Okay.
Yeah.
Hey, Kelvin, I know we got right into the conversation. We kind of skipped over your news. Do you have any news tonight?
Oh, yeah.
Why don't you go ahead and do that before we continue?
Great.
I hate to bury that at the end.
Great weekend for the Iowa women's athletics. Or field hockey won today. They're going to go to the NCAA tournament. Soccer won 2-0. They're going to finish probably third in the Big Ten. They were hoping to finish second 10 days ago, which had been an all-time high for them. And but they're probably going to finish third. And volleyball. I never watched Iowa volleyball this year. I watched them today, and they fell behind Rutgers by 2 sets, and they come back and won the last 3 sets, and they look like a totally different volleyball program.
They are. They look completely different.
Just like they got a bunch of girls from Europe and the Eastern Bloc playing for them, a bunch of big girls that are really, really good. It's a very young team. And I listened to the coach on Kirk Ferentz's TV show, had him on, and he said, you guys don't realize if we'd have won like 5 close sets during the year, we'd be rated right now. And that's a miracle in the Big Ten, because the Big Ten's the best volleyball conference in the nation, So things are kind of looking up there, The only other news. What?
I just say, is Nebraska's number 1 ranked?
I don't know. It's always Nebraska and Penn State and Wisconsin and
Wisconsin's pretty good at that too. Yeah.
And then you got USC and UCLA, and probably I'm presuming Oregon is really good at volleyball. They're good at every sport, with all that money, and volleyball's big on the West Coast. So.
I'm still against having brought in those 4 West Coast schools because they just lessen the chance for everybody else to win a Big Ten title. Anyway, go on with the rest of your stuff.
The only other news is what they have, like 70 recruits in for football, and of course Jenica Lewis was there, and everybody said she had another great visit. She's visited Iowa probably a dozen times over the years, and it'll probably be Iowa and Notre Dame, and we'll know about her and Addison Bjorn, who are very good friends. We'll know about them a few days before signing day, probably about the 7th of November or 10th or something like that.
We are 10 days away from signing day, so yes, we will. We should hear something soon.
I think Bjorn has 2 visits left, so it can't be 10 days. I think the 27th of October she's visiting some place, and then the last week before signing day, like the 7th of November, she's visiting Kansas, the home state team.
Oh, okay. So if she's visiting the 7th and signing day is
like the 9th or 10th or something, or 12th.
The signing day I thought was the 5th, but it must be the 12th. Okay.
It's always on a Wednesday, I think.
Yeah, it's either the 5th or the 12th. I'm going to go with the 12th in this case.
We had the hot shot quarterback that's committed to Boise State in to visit. They said, I seen a picture of him and his mother at the game. I guess he had a great visit. Anyway, hard to sell a kid that wants to go to Boise State to come and pass for 130 yards a game, probably. Yeah. But we can convince him otherwise. And And then Abdul Hodge. There's so many kids you can't talk about them all, but Abdul Hodge and Tyler Barnes both put a big smiley face thumbs up, I think. And of course, Hodge is the tight end coach, so it might have been that tight end Brewer that reclassified. Iowa was not supposed to get him, but maybe he wants to come to tight end you know. Nobody knows what them Instagram signs meant. We're just guessing. So
he's going to Tennessee, but anyway, that tight end. But what was I gonna? Darn it! I was gonna say something about what you said. Oh, about the
quarterback for Boise State.
Yeah, I mean the difference is if you watch the games, if our quarterback was accurate, they'd throw for more than 130 yards. It's not the offense. I mean, he had Seth Anderson wide open twice for touchdowns, and he missed it. So
he missed him, or Seth Anderson missed it.
No, he missed them. That's why Kelvin and I both were trying to ask you what the heck you were talking about by blaming Seth Anderson. He didn't have one drop on the day.
I saw the one pass in the end zone, and okay, he had to go sideways to catch it, but he had his hands on the ball. He just couldn't hang on to it.
I didn't see it touch his hands, but
that's that very first one, where he has to go sideways to get it. So I'll cut him a little slack on that one, but
he didn't even touch the ball. He couldn't even get to it. So far out in front of him.
No, to me it looked like he had his hands on it, but I'll go back and look. I mean, it's early in the game, so it won't take.
But anyway, my comment about a great quarterback coming to Iowa was that it just, they probably look at our stats and probably think, should I come here? But
no, I know, I get that. I get what you're saying, but I'm just saying the coaches could also show him game film, saying it's not. Don't look at 130 yards pass and look at what we were doing in the game. If we just were accurate throwing the football, you know what? Every single play call had an open receiver against Minnesota. He just kept missing them. So, I mean, there was a couple where he had to scramble and throw away, which was good, but he would always miss the short guy. Like there was one where he threw it to Seth, but nobody covered Phillips. And Phillips was wide open, and then he started doing this after the ball was thrown. He was like doing jumping jacks. He was like, man, why are you here? So, I mean, he did miss some, and that's the stuff that you can show players saying, don't look at the stats. It's not the stats. This is what we would like. But but you're right.
I do know the kid really likes the coaches at Iowa, and he had a great visit. And that's my only negative, I would think, of the University of Iowa as far as that kid coming to Iowa. So anyway.
Well, I don't see him coming to Iowa either.
Well, I'm kind of leaning that way from what I'm hearing, but it's just hard to he sees the light if he sees the light at the end of the tunnel and he wants to win. And of course, nowadays, if a kid comes to Iowa as a quarterback out of high school and he gets $250,000 or whatever, hell, he only has to stay 1 year and he can go back to Boise State or something. That's just the truth of the matter in football recruiting now. You don't have to stay 4 years anymore. So anyway,
I don't know. I just don't see him coming, but you're right. He might. He probably loved the environment. He's not going to have an environment like at Kinnick. Boise State don't have that kind of environment. Very few stadiums have that kind of environment. So,
and he gets to play. And he gets to play in
Boise State.
He get to play in a major conference against major conference defensive backs and stuff. And
hey, starting next year they'll be in the Pac-12. So. Talk about we're going to have a new Power 5 conference.
I said a major conference, Dean.
They're not just all of a sudden going to be great like in that Pac-12. All those Midwest.
What did you say? before we get into it, I do. Before you go any more news, I do want to update on this women's soccer program.
Well, that was it. That was
I do have an update.
That was all
Okay,
the news.
let me update. Okay, Washington is the #1 seed in the Big Ten tournament. Michigan State's #2. UCLA and Iowa tied for third place. That was my biggest fear. UCLA needed to lose. They tied their game today. And so that made them both at 21 points. Since we lost to UCLA, I'm pretty sure that UCLA claims 3 and we claim 4. And Wisconsin tied today, so they didn't get enough points to jump Iowa. Or, I mean, they were already ahead of Iowa, but I don't know if you guys know how the point system works, but you get 3 points for a win in soccer and 1 point for a tie, no points for a loss.
Yeah.
I'm sure they're tiebreakers.
Hockey too.
I'm sure they're tiebreakers.
Hockey does it too.
Yeah, it's the same scoring as hockey. I'm sure their tiebreakers pretty much only tie into whether you win the championship or not. So anyway, third place is good.
Okay. Yeah, they're tied for third, but like I said, officially they'll be listed as fourth because they did lose to UCLA like 3-0.
Yeah.
I do have a national news moment. If you want to know a national news,
Oh,
sure,
boy.
go for it.
Pretty big buyout too. LSU and Brian Kelly parting ways.
No way! They lost.
I didn't see the news, but they were been talking about it all day. But
yeah, I got a message saying that he was informed today, so he will be gone. I'm sure they have to.
Is he going to finish?
Something.
Is he going to finish the season, or is he going to leave?
I guess I haven't asked that yet, but I was just saying he was informed today that he will be released. So I'm guessing he won't want to finish the season. He's not. I don't see him being that type of coach. Yeah. But
Paul's
he's a
probably
builder.
Yeah, Paul's probably in agreement. The coach has got to go because LSU kept him from a perfect week this week.
Get him out of here.
Get him out of here.
Did any of us not pick LSU this week? Or
I didn't.
No, but I think everybody picked LSU.
No, I don't think I did.
Well, let me go back and look. I have it right here. We'll get to it later, but I'll just tell you now.
Well, I can look it up real quick. No, I didn't.
Oh.
Who'd they play?
They played South Carolina.
No, they didn't. No, they didn't.
Oh, I got the wrong page. I got everything. Somehow my book's all mixed up. I don't know how it got that way.
Who did they play against? Because I have all my winners. Nobody knows who they played? Oh, my God.
I'm getting it. I'm almost there. All righty. Okay.
Oh, they played A&M. Yeah, I picked A&M.
Yes, you did.
The number 3 team in the country.
Yeah,
you picked A&M. Yeah,
see,
you also. That's the only game that. No, I put you down as 9-1. You're 8-2 because you also lost Illinois. Oh no, you're 9-1, dude. You and Paul are good. You're both 9-1. You only lost Illinois, and he only lost LSU.
Who's running this show?
God, I can't believe you picked Illinois. Well, somehow my book got out of order. I have a notebook that I keep all my notes and everything and games and stuff like that. Somehow got out of order because I started writing stuff down for the wrestling podcast and the women's podcast. And somewhere along the line, I left extra pages and I tried to go back and fill in the extra pages. So now I'm.
So that means
out of order.
Right. That means everybody picked Vandy, though.
All right, guys.
Impressed.
Yeah. I was doing it for Chris. I had to throw him a bone.
I just knew that Missouri was finally playing on the road. Don't pick them, So
Missouri's quarterback went out with a broken leg. Did I hear?
Yeah. why you don't run
Okay.
your quarterback down by the goal line.
All right, guys. You know what? There's a lot of positives to take away from this game. I'm going to go ahead and get started. And some of them are going to be funny positives. Like I said, one positive is the Hawkeyes boat raced the Gophers. I used that headline today, 41-3. And so, anytime we can beat a team like Minnesota, Wisconsin, Nebraska, which we haven't beaten Nebraska like that in a long time. I think it was 2017 last time we beat Nebraska with that type of a score. And Illinois, all those schools. I like to win the games, even if we win by 1 point. But boy, I'll tell you, I love it when we stick it to them. So that was my positive today, because the way Minnesota was talking this week, the coaches, the players, the podcasters, you would have thought that Minnesota was going to run and make the playoffs this year, that they were going to sweep through the end of the year. So There's mine. Paul, I want you to go next because you're not saying a lot tonight.
Boy, positives. Yeah. I'm going to say just getting out the opening drive, starting fast. Some people are complaining that we took the ball first, but we took the ball and then went and scored. So shut up.
Yeah. Well, did you hear there was a on a podcast yesterday, or I listened to a podcast, but I might have been $1 late and $1 short on when it was recorded. They talked about how to the left of them in the press box, when the coin flip happened and Iowa won the coin flip and chose to take the ball first, that the Minnesota people that were right there in the press box were like shocked, like, really? They're taking the ball first? Iowa's always done it. I mean, every time they've gotten away from it or another team actually decided to take the ball first so that Iowa couldn't have it first, we don't start out well with the defense on the field first. So, yeah, I like the idea of taking the ball first. And if you get stalled about the 40-yard line or somewhere in there, punt the heck out of the ball and bury him deep.
That's it.
Yeah,
I don't think taking the ball first or deferring is a really big deal either way.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm a little flabbergasted by how many people don't remember Kirk taking the ball. I mean,
that used to be a thing.
Yeah, that used to be his thing. And he would talk about why he does it, because he wants his defense to start the second half. He wants the defense to set the tempo of the second half. And we all know how Parker starts the game. He always lets the other team, do what they do. He sits back, and then he figures out and he adjusts, right? So when you start the game like that, you actually give up momentum. So Kirk wants the defense. He wants Parker's adjustments on the field to start the second half. And he talked about that decades ago, because people have always deferred because they want the ball coming out of halftime. Kirk's the exact opposite, but he's literally like the only coach that does that.
Not to mention, we've talked about this before. One of the reasons a lot of teams have whatever success they're going to have early, they've either scripted out plays or, they kind of have an idea of what to anticipate early. And Kirk doesn't necessarily want to start out the game down 3-0 or 7-0 right out of the gate, because the most success a team is likely going to have is going to be in that first drive or two.
Yep.
Okay. Jason, why don't you give me a positive that you wanted from the game? And you don't need to give me the whole series. Just give me one.
Yeah, I mean, my positive is just Gronowski. The way he handles it when he throws a bad ball, the way he handles it running the football. He just does what needs to be done, whether it's 3rd and 3, 3rd and 5. I mean, when they take deep shots, he's starting to throw the deep shots, but he still can't connect on them. I mean, he did get a 24-yarder to Reese. I believe it was 24 yards.
That sounds about right. Or 27. It's a vicinity.
I'm not sure how many of our receivers would have caught that ball. It's just his big body was there, and he spun around and caught it. They played him man. Oh, yeah, they played him man with the former Hawk on that play.
Yeah,
he got picked on. Yeah, Nestor got picked on a lot by Iowa. Whether it was by design, I don't know. But Wetjen made him drop his jock on the very first drive. I think it was the first drive. Could have been the second one where they hit him in the flat and he just juked the hell out of Nestor and went down the sidelines.
I think that was the second
drive. Yeah. Okay. Well, the podcast I was listening to, this is one of the ones that Calvin sent me, and I don't remember which one because I actually, over the last couple of days, I've been listening to several last night and this morning. Said that it looked like they were intentionally picking on him because they knew his tendencies.
I mean,
I felt bad that he got injured toward the end of the game. That was too bad.
Yeah.
Hopefully he can come back for him next week.
He got.
I really liked that the quarterback threw it to, let's see, Vanderzee's right shoulder, which would be the opposite way that the defensive back would expect it to come in, threw behind him a little bit.
Yep, he did.
And Vanderzee,
spun around and made a great catch.
Vanderzee just turns back a little bit, catches it. Vanderzee's a really good receiver. I'm glad he's back. So.
Yes.
About Nestor, I was very happy. At the end of the game, CBS showed it. There must have been 50 Hawkeyes around Nestor hugging him and everything. You can tell that the Iowa players love the kid. So anyway,
I didn't even realize he was out there. I thought he was in the locker room.
Oh no.
He got hurt. He didn't get injured.
Oh, okay.
I don't know, but
so he was able to put weight on that ankle.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So, I'd like another positive.
Can I give a positive first?
I thought that last thing you talked about was a positive.
Well, he was talking about Nestor, and I just commented about Nestor and that catch.
Okay, go ahead.
My biggest positive is we are not Minnesota. We are Iowa.
That's right.
And we don't have PJ Fleck as our coach.
Kirk is like 20-6 or 19-7 against them. So, and I said to Rob Kane, I didn't say anything about boat racing. I said it was going to be Gopher roadkill. And our offensive line, I said it'll be roadkill. So
the amount of
line showed up.
The amount of memes that I've seen of a Hawk coming down to grab a Gopher.
Mm-hmm.
So many. It's been crazy.
I haven't seen that one yet. I would like to see that.
Anyway, that was my first positive, that we are Iowa and not that other team. So.
Their last real victory was in 2014. That was the last time they really beat Iowa.
That was the game.
It wasn't a fair catch.
Oh yeah.
Oh, was that the game where we kind of started out like 14-0 and Minnesota just took over and beat us like 50-14 or something like that?
We got waxed, but I think they had a running quarterback, and I think they took over from the start.
There was the famous Max Williams game, their great tight end. That's where they scored like 50 points or something. It was terrible. So.
Yeah. I don't remember the year, but I think that's the same game I'm thinking of, where I was with my mom at where she lived at a senior living center, which, it's for people, it's apartments for seniors who can take care of themselves. And so we were down in this room, and it's funny because this lady was, you guys think I get mad at the Hawkeyes once in a while. One of her friends is just like livid, and she refused to come down, and she finally came down after the game was, well in hand for Minnesota, and she came down to the lobby with the rest of us, and I would just joke with her because I knew how mad she was getting, and I just pick up my phone and I go, damn, Minnesota just scored again. She goes, dang it, and she get mad, and then I'd wait about 5 more minutes. Oh my gosh, they scored again. They just keep scoring. I was actually lying because the game had been over, but she didn't know that.
Oh.
What an ass.
It's the only thing, because you know how mad I can get at a Hawkeye loss. So it's the only way I can keep my sense of humor about me.
Now we know why Dean's not going to heaven right there. There's the reason.
Oh, Jason. Oh, that was mean.
That was mean. All right. Okay, here's my positive is we scored a rushing TD, a passing PD, pick six, a kick return, and a field goal. I think we hit for the cycle, if that's actually possible in baseball. I mean, in football.
Well, I shared it in my group that we hit for the cycle. The announcers at the half said it. They gave me the idea. They said Iowa hit for the cycle in the first half. Like they were talking about it at the half. So I actually shared it in my group because of what they said. I didn't coin it or nothing. I heard it and that during the halftime show. It was pretty good.
Hey, Eric wants to know what kind of gum Kirk always chewing. Do you guys know?
I think it's that cheap stick gum. Like it's old. What's that called?
I think he chews juicy fruit.
Yeah, it's one of those old
Wrigley juicy fruit.
Yeah, or spearmint or something. I love juicy fruit, but the flavor's gone the first minute.
I know, but
that's why he's 2 packs a game, Dean. So.
There you go, Eric. You got your answer.
He even keeps the packaging because he goes like this. He spits it out into the packaging, and he crumbles it up, and then he puts a new one in.
Yeah. There you go. You have to keep doing that. So, all right. Since you kind of went last before, Calvin, if you could give me another positive that you were happy with.
Well, there's so many of them. Okay, I'll go one that'll kind of grind the gears on the Kirk haters. We got Kirk Ferentz. That's the positive. And all these guys, I'm sorry if I say this every week. No, I'm not.
Of course you're not. Of course you're not.
I love it. All these people that I've seen on podcasts over the years, and they write their headlines on Facebook, they comment on my posts. They used to come in and comment underneath here whenever I was on, about hating Kirk, and he's got to retire. He's going to coach 2 games this year, beat Albany and UMass, and then he's going to announce his retirement, I think he's going to hang around a long time yet. Thank God. So that's my positive. We got Kirk Ferentz.
All right, guys, I got to go into a commercial break real quick.
Okay.
right, guys. Here we are, back from commercial break. If you ever get to South Carolina, go see Jimbo for your latest and best tattoo yet. And we are part of the Villains Sports Media. How do I want to say it? Network. Thank you to Andrew, who's done a lot of work to help me make this show look better. Thank you to Brandon and Brad, who got me going in this network and helping me take this show to a different level. And so we appreciate that help. Okay. All right. Okay, we got another question from Eric. Would you guys like to see the cartoon character version of you guys, my son and I had some AI fun with? Heck yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how we would do it, but heck yes.
That's funny because that's actually what my wife is working on with getting me an Everything Iowa Sports shirt with my face. My cartoon face is what's going to be in the middle of it.
That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
that would be awesome, Eric. We want to see it. Just let me know how we can help you get it uploaded to us.
Like I told Rob Kane the other day, before I got cancer, I look so much like PJ Fleck. Now, if they're going to draw my cartoon picture, I look like Mr. Freeze or Egghead from Batman. You know.
Somewhere around here, I have a cartoon picture of me and my wife. It's really hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know where it's at right now. Probably out in the garage with the other pictures we don't display. Okay.
I just hope they put the papal cap on Paul. So.
Pope Paul, would you like to come up with another positive, please?
Yes, I'm going to go off the beaten path a little bit here too. Man, I freaking love being on the 3:30, 2:30 Central CBS. Like, it's to me, it's way better than Big Noon Kickoff on Fox. It's certainly better than anything the Big Ten Network does. It's just the production, the atmosphere, everything about it. It's different. And man, I love that 3:30 CBS game. The music, the whole deal. I'm here for it.
Good positive.
I mean, I agree 100%. CBS is the best. But I also love the commentators. How am I forgetting? The color guy. I absolutely love that guy.
Gary Danielson?
That's the play-by-play, I think, isn't that? Or Gary Danielson, the color.
No, I think Gary does the color.
Okay. He's
the former quarterback.
Yeah.
And then
Purdue quarterback.
He sure looks different. You don't get to watch much football on CBS these days, but now that the Big Ten's on it, it's like, heck yes. They should carry all the football. Maybe Fox can learn something about selling ads so they don't fill up 20 minutes worth of ads in one break.
Right. Because it used to be SEC. That would be all you'd see on CBS.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I mean, it's funny you brought that up because that's the other. I don't know what it is about Fox and whatever, but those games take forever on Fox with all their TV timeouts.
Yeah. I'm happy as long as it's not on Peacock. So.
Okay, I just sent him my email address. It's right there.
What are you talking about?
Oh, Eric, so he can send the cartoon to us.
Oh.
Yeah,
Hawkeyes is on here too. Yeah.
I agree. Peacock is terrible.
I
hate.
I don't mind. I'm sorry. I gotta.
I know Paul Burmeister's an Iowa City guy, but I can't stand him and that other guy. And then I like to see the game on my TV. So
when it's him and Phil Simms, I do love.
Burmeister. Phil Simms is good. Yeah.
But that other guy, like you said, that other guy that they had the last Iowa game, that was just awful. The Iowa-Indiana game wasn't bad. with Phil
I think
Simms.
that was Michael Robinson, former Penn State quarterback.
It was.
Yep.
You're right. Yep, you're right. It was Michael Robinson during the Penn State game. It just didn't flow as good.
So it looks like the ticket prices for Oregon game have jumped, huh? To something
The
like
wife told me
100 some
that.
odd bucks.
The seats that we were gonna do if we could, like if our schedules worked out, they jumped to like $200 a ticket. And
Wow.
those are end zone seats because that's where I like to sit.
Yeah.
Up like halfway up in the end zone. I just like that. And they jumped up, and those seats are $200 a ticket.
Wow.
Doctorman said a month and a half ago, I said it on this podcast, that it was going to be an 11 o'clock game. I still think that's where it's going to be. It's going to be a Fox 11 o'clock kickoff, but I guess they're not going to have their, what do they call it, game day or whatever they call their.
Which
They're not.
network?
They're not going to.
Noon's not going to be there.
Yeah, I guess not. That's what Caker kind of said, that he heard that Big Noon wasn't going to be there, but it was going to be their 11 o'clock game. So I don't know what other big.
Maybe the Big Ten network will go.
I don't know what other big games are that week, but doesn't matter.
There is another one. I want to say it's Ohio State and Penn State.
There you go.
Or it might be Indiana, Penn State. I think Ohio State and Penn State play this weekend. Next weekend is Indiana, Penn State.
That's one of our games, Penn State, Ohio State this weekend. We're going to pick them tonight before we leave.
Oh, we are?
Yes, we are, because we don't have a regular show again until next week. Okay, where are we at? Oh, Jason, you need to come up with another positive, buddy.
I mean,
I like how we do this. I like how we do this, because we just talk about a positive and maybe a negative, and we just kind of talk about the game, based off of that, instead of just giving it and leaving it. Anyway, Go ahead, Jason. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
I was going to say, I like how you ask me a question and then ultimately interrupt me right away.
Okay, what question? Did I ask you a question? I interrupted you?
What? Yes.
All you gotta do, Jason, is chew his ass out privately on Messenger. So
yeah, you literally said you got to come up with another positive there, big boy. And
yeah,
then
that's what I said.
And then you were like, I started talking, and then all of a sudden you're like, blah 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 blah.
Okay,
I love how we do this.
Go ahead, Deuce. Go ahead. Sorry.
There's just so many positives. I mean, there's so many takes you could go with during this game, because everything fell Iowa's way. So, I mean, even God was a Hawkeye fan this day. Like, legit, everything was falling Iowa's way. 3 interceptions, like 3 sacks, maybe 4 sacks. I think it was 4 sacks. Like, just everything. We got a punt return for a touchdown. We're legit. He could have fair caught that. Did you see how everybody was around him, and then he caught it? They must have had a return right scheduled or called, and then he caught it, immediately ran backwards, just went full speed, and then there was this alley that was just open. When legit, he was almost surrounded with everybody right here in front of him, and then he just ran backwards, and it was all speed. So
he even started to put his hand up slightly to make a fair catch. Oh,
can you email it to us? Email it to us, Dean.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sean,
you guys,
I'm
guys go ahead and talk about the game while I work on getting this to you guys.
Sean, I'm praying for an 11 a.m. start, which would be 9 a.m. Oregon time. I think that would be good, because that's what they always do that to Big Ten teams. Heck, Michigan State had to start a game at 9:30 West Coast time. Wasn't long ago. They ended that game after midnight their time. So I think the best thing to do would be to start at 11 Oregon or Iowa time. So I'm hoping for 11.
They have to announce the start time 6 days before the game, so that'd be a week from today. But like
they do.
Doctorman has claimed that it's going to be an 11 o'clock game for over a month. He said he was in on the picking process, where the networks get together and pick the games way ahead of time. But we'll see.
I'm praying for that. And
Kelvin, I'm going to need your. If you could private message me in the corner, if you can find it, your email address. Yours isn't coming up. The other two came up.
I'm using my phone, my only computer for this, so I'll message you afterward. You got my email address. That's how you sent me this link.
Yeah, so. Yeah. You come up normally when all I do is press K, and you come up, but it won't come up. The other two did.
That's all right.
Anyway, great job, Eric. I love it. I love it. These guys are going to see it here in a minute. And then we'll show it. Somehow I'll get it loaded to the my laptop, and we will show it to you.
You should have the boys put it in your pregame thing, your pre-show.
Yeah.
Put it in your pre-show. But anyway, Eric, yeah, it's been like that from day one almost since they started throwing the ball together. Almost all the highlights we saw over the summer was Gronk to Vanderzee. So, yeah, I mean, I agree 100% with that. And they're already looking – I wish he got more than one shot last week. I think he only had one target. But they go with how the defense plays. And
I love it.
You mean he had one target yesterday?
I think so.
I don't know.
You could correct me, but I believe he only got.
I don't know. I don't remember. But
but yeah, if you get those stats, Kelvin, I'm really curious. But I think it's probably how the defense played them. And the one time he was man to man, he just chucked it up to him in the end zone. That was great.
But your positive was that in all facets of the game, right? That was your positive. Was really good.
Yeah. That was my positive. It's just everything. Everything worked out.
It's so funny. It's so funny when everything works out. Like last year, the Washington game, everything worked out, and then Lester looks at the stats after the game, and the stats aren't that impressive. Because we don't have the ball as much when we turn it over and everything. I think that was one of our lowest yards per carry games rushing the ball Saturday. I don't think we even averaged 4 yards a carry, but
Kelvin,
we were talking about this pre-game or pre-show, how the stats were really kind of meaningless because of punt return touchdowns and pick sixes and short fields.
I mean, you're right. And you know how many messages I got? And I got one from a dude that we talk back and forth football a lot. His boys they play at a smaller college. And he even sent me a message saying that he was talking to one of his friends about how Iowa only had 280 yards of total offense or something. But I was like, we had a pick six. There's one less possession. Yep. We had a punt return for a touchdown. There's another less possession. And then we were up by, 40 points with 5 minutes to go in the game. All the backups were in. And so, I mean, they didn't get much offense out of that. They did end up with a touchdown. But I think that was off of an error of some sort. No, it was an interception, wasn't it, by Cam. Buffington intercepted. They got that touchdown. But when we're going by yards in a 41-0 game, I mean, you're really cherry picking stuff. Or 41-3. You're really getting into the cherry picking. And that's why you notice all the haters don't even show up after games like that.
Right.
There's legit nobody. I have a bunch of people send me questions or whatever about it. But the haters, I mean, they don't even show up on Facebook or X, nothing. I mean, they're waiting for another butt whooping so they can come in and yell at Kelvin about being pro Kirk. But you got to wait for another butt whooping. They won 3 in a row.
Yeah,
Remember?
I went to a neighboring restaurant today. I sat down. Here was an Illinois fan sitting there beside us, and he goes, Bielema, he just no good. And I go, what are you talking about? I said, Illinois has never been good. I said, and he's going to go 9-3 this year. Well, yeah, but they were awful, and so I came home and wrote a post on my Facebook about this guy sitting there, and I said, it just goes to show you that civilization is dumb,
Okay, so you're saying that Illinois is going to win
the
out?
Illinois fans, some Illinois fan is dumb. He's criticizing Brett Bielema. How dumb is that? And then I wrote up above that. I think the same thing goes for the Iowa fans complaining about Kirk on a weekly basis. They're even dumber like that.
Okay.
I didn't. None of the Kirk trolls showed up.
Boy, this Eric is like, he's inside my brain. I've been hoping for that for a while, to have 2 6'4" receivers on the outside. I mean, they would have to be in 4 wide, in a running back or something. But I would absolutely love that as well, because you could pick one of them if they're playing man to man, especially in a 3rd down situation. If they're playing man to man and like over the top on Vanderzee, throw it up to Howard. They're both 6'4".
Yeah.
Isn't Howard on the injured list? Isn't Howard on the injured list?
He might be, because I didn't see him at all last week, but I didn't get a chance to see. He didn't play 1 down, so he might be on the injured list.
Yeah, he got shook up last week, but
yeah. So what you were referring to, Jason, is Eric said his son's positive is the Gronowski to Vanderzee connection, and Gronowski looking more and more comfortable.
I mean, that's true. Yeah.
Yes.
I mean, that's true.
Mike Down said Minnesota had a bunch of sacks last week against Nebraska. Great showing from the O-line. Do you guys think, I know that it's 4 games away, and so we got 3 games in front of it, but do you think that their that Nebraska's O-line is weak, that we can get to them and put Raiola on his back a few times?
A few. We're going to eat that line for freaking breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Their line is so bad, and Raiola holds on to the ball. Like, he doesn't – I think he watches his completion percentage. He'll sit there and hold the ball when nobody's open. He takes unnecessary sacks, or he throws unnecessary interceptions. Like, I don't know if you guys saw my Facebook thing where I said he's just like Spencer Petras. What I've noticed with Dylan Raiola, watch this if you guys watch a Nebraska game. Every time they do a play action pass, he looks so uncomfortable, and a lot of his mistakes come off of play action, which is what Spencer Petras was like. That's why he had success at Utah State, because he never turned his back to the line of scrimmage. When Dylan Raiola turns his back to the line of scrimmage, it is hard for him to pick back up what's going on. And that's when he makes a lot of his mistakes, and then he holds the ball, and he gets sacked. Paul wants to keep going. I saw.
Coach, you took the words right out of my mouth again. Dean and I, you basically said exactly what I was saying, in our little pre-show chatter. But Raiola, he plays hero ball, and he can do some really fantastic stuff. But it's a lot of gambling. Like, he'll do something really crazy cool, but he's also going to do 3 things that make you go, why?
Yeah, no, he gets really flustered. Yeah, we're gonna eat him up. I mean, they're gonna be lucky. They better hope they can get their running game going against Iowa, because if they don't, it's over.
Yeah. Eric says my son thinks Wetjen needs some improvement in the return game. I don't know if that's sarcasm or if he really believes that.
Okay. Yeah.
It's gotta be a joke.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. You lost me on that one, Eric. You were doing so
Hey,
good,
Eric, how old is your son?
me.
I'm just curious.
I would just like to say that I am so proud of Wetjen. He mentioned in his interview that I guess he camped at Iowa in high school, and Kirk told him to go off someplace and improve. You're not good enough at Iowa. Go off someplace and improve. So he went to Western, and then he comes back, and that kid has improved every year at Iowa. He's actually becoming a decent pass receiver now. So I just wanted to throw a kudo out to our walk on, and I guess he's got another year coming, so that would be great.
He
14. Eric says his son's 14. Eric, my granddaughter turns 14 on Wednesday this week. So
Well, Wetjen says he has another year, but
no, he just found out that he doesn't. This is his junior college year.
Okay.
This is his junior college year. Yeah, he talked about how he doesn't have. This is going to be the last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Sean Jensen, that's one of my positives that I put on here. So I'm just going to go back to a positive. Much respect to the Minnesota with the wave, with the team, how they brought him out to, I think, midfield. Or anyway, he brought him out and they waved.
Well, yeah, they were all together. That's the most important thing, right? They were all together waving.
Mm-hmm.
Now I forgot what the hell I was going
to say. Hey, before you move on, speaking of the wave, I'll get right back to you. I don't want to lose my train of thought on this. The announcers announced that the officials for yesterday's game donated a $7,500 check to the Children's Hospital. Do you guys think that that was like their total combined salary, and they all just gave up their paychecks and threw it into a pot for them?
I don't
know what a referee makes at a Big Ten football game.
I think they make more than that.
I would have no idea.
Yeah, I don't know what they make, but I think they make more than that because at a D3 school, I know someone who made $1,000 a game. So at a D3 and D2 referees. So my guess is Big Ten refs make a hell of a lot more than that.
Okay. I just wondered because the referees donated the money, and I didn't know if it came from a general pot or if they gave up some of their pay for they do this or not. I don't know.
Oh, they might have done that. They might have gave up some of it for this game, but
okay.
But yeah,
moving on.
On the Wetjen thing, real quick. When beginning of the year, when Wetjen said that he was going to have 2 years, he thought that he got a year for every year of junior college, when you only get the 1 year back. You don't.
I thought
get
he got
every
both years.
Yeah, no. He found out that he doesn't get both years back. He only gets 1.
Yeah, I thought the court ruling said that whatever years you spend in junior college don't count towards your 4 years of Division I.
Okay. Google says Big Ten officials make $1,500 to $3,000 a game. That's pretty good. Mm-hmm. And like this one, this was really cool. Eric says that his son has Nico Rogani's game gloves from the Rutgers game 2 years ago. Nico was awesome coming over, talking to him throughout the game. Petrus ignored him all game. Does that surprise anybody on Petrus?
During a game?
Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know about during the game, but it just said he. Oh, yeah. It looked like it was on. So he must have been right behind the bench. He had to have been right behind the bench.
The quarterback ain't going to talk to anybody.
Right behind the bench, right?
The quarterback ain't going to talk to anybody during a game. So.
Yeah. Okay, guys, let's continue on our path. I'm just picking some things out of the game. I know we're getting off the rails a little bit, but I don't really care. So this was like really, truly a game that all cylinders were firing. I believe offense scored 21 points, and special teams and defense scored 20 points. So that includes the 2 field goals.
Yeah.
I counted that in there in the special teams.
That's
That's pretty even.
make.
That's pretty even, right?
Do you
Or
count
I got it wrong.
Did you count the field goals with the offense?
No, I counted the field goals with the special teams.
Well, the kickers on the offense, but
Yeah, I don't know. That's just how I counted it. I don't know. We'll see.
we can drive 80 yards with the offense and kick a field goal, but the offense we don't count it as offensive points.
Well, the offense comes off the field, and then the special team goes and kicks the field goal. Right? That's my reasoning behind it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Well, it doesn't matter, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh!
I don't understand that way of thinking because it took the offense to get down in the field goal range.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. That just seems
Okay.
weird.
Well, either way, I was just trying to show that there was a lot of that. When they what's the word he always uses? Complimentary football. I was just trying to say that was complimentary football at its finest.
Yeah.
I mean, it
Okay.
was, but
Go ahead, Jason.
I was just going to say that all came about when Brian was OC, when we had the best defense in the country. That's how they started saying that about how those field goal points don't count. Only the offensive touchdowns count because the defense outscores the offense. That's how all that came about.
Yeah. Okay. Sean Jensen says Epi Epineza boy got a sack at the end of the game or a tackle for a loss. Guys, that was on my positive list. Epi, I'm going to call him Epi Jr. because Jose. I say I can't. I have to go back and look up his pronunciation and tape it. But
he almost got 2 tackles for loss. But
you see how fast he came off the edge on that play that he got the tackle. Oh my God, he was like in that guy's face and had him on the ground before he can even look and see what was happening. That guy's going to be special, just like his brother was, and I think he's going to be better than his brother.
It'll be
his brother almost scored a touchdown on an interception today.
Oh, okay. Eric said they were behind the bench, so that's what I suspected. Petrus was injured walking up and down the sideline. He was taking some nasty comments from the crowd, so I don't blame him for zoning out. Yeah, that explains it. That explains a lot. Okay, guys, come on, give me something.
I have something.
Go ahead, Paul.
Back to football here.
Yep.
I like the fact that our defensively, we have over the years been kind of that quarters coverage, fairly vanilla with what we do. Well, not yesterday. They had the freshman quarterback, and we were running the zone blitzes, dropping defensive ends into coverage and blitzing up the middle, and we never let their quarterback get comfortable or get in a rhythm. And then they ended up, with when guys were open and good balls were thrown, they were dropping them almost. It was like it was just contagious for them. And I attribute a lot of that to just they never got comfortable offensively.
I mean, that could be ever since the Rutgers game, we've seen this defense. Like ever since Rutgers destroyed us in our zone defense, this is what we've seen. I mean, they've been blitzing nonstop, playing man a lot more, but we have man-to-man corners now. I mean, this style, I absolutely love what we're doing on defense now. We're not doing what we usually did was just sit back, and get picked apart. If you're an accurate quarterback, you're going to do stuff against our defense. That's not going to happen this year because we're coming to get you. Because we have speed. We have so much speed now. And X at free safety is a huge. He was playing out of position, before this year. And he is stepping. Having him instead of Schulte at free safety, having that extra speed, it's been helping. He's been sending both safeties on blitzes. We are doing so many different things now. It's so much fun to watch.
Okay. Eric says, who has the advantage coming off the bye week and why, Iowa or Oregon? I don't know, in my personal opinion.
Flip a coin.
On what? What are we talking? Sorry, I was reading Sean's comment.
Okay. Who has the advantage coming off the bye week and why, Iowa or Oregon? I'll get to Sean's comment here in a minute, and then you can talk about it if you want to.
I don't know, the coaching style of Lanning. Like, I love how Kirk does it. This week, we'll get a lot of the backups and the starters will get a lot of rest. And then they go into game planning. So Heck's going to get a lot more reps this week, which is going to be fun for them, for all the backups. I love how Kirk does it. I don't know how Lanning does it at Oregon. If he's one of those, he'll just keep, hitting with the starters where he doesn't change anything, then maybe it won't be. I don't know. It'll just depend on the coach. It's kind of like bowl prep. Remember what happened in 2002 to Iowa? Then Kirk went and kind of studied with other people who were good in bowl games to find out how they got ready for bowl games. And he went and talked with all kinds of coaches about how they do it. And he developed and changed the way he did his bowl prep. So it's all about how they prep and how the kids take it. I like Kirk's style.
Yeah. There's something.
The question that you were. Go ahead, Paul. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
When it comes to like bowl prep, not all bowls are created equal either, right? So like when you're playing in the Rose Bowl or a BCS level bowl, like the Orange Bowl, when you could see, I think we definitely learned a lesson from the 2002 Orange Bowl when we went back in 2009. Just you knew better what to expect with the what's the word?
The parades, the hoopla, the media,
and all of those things. And that's one advantage a team like Ohio State, or that are regulars in those bowl games. Like it's normalized for them.
Yeah. Okay. But so okay, I'm sorry. I thought you were done.
I think taking a great roster to a bowl game helps.
You're always so literal. Good Lord.
I think Ohio State probably does good in bowl games because of the players they got. But
could we just get the monkey off our back on California games or West Coast games, out west? I know we've got Holiday Bowl victories, but we have yet to win a game under Kirk or Hayden in the Rose Bowl, inside the Rose Bowl. I don't care whether it's a Rose Bowl game or not. I'm hoping that the Coliseum will produce different results this year, and that it's a kickoff time that Iowa can adjust to, and not a nighttime game. Right now, it's from what I hear, it's a 2:30 kickoff, which would put it 12:30 here.
I swear you're not allowed to start a game after like 6 o'clock after November 1st in the Big Ten. I swear that's the case. Maybe
that can't be true because UCLA last year started about 7 o'clock their time, and we were leaving the stadium after 10 o'clock.
They have a rule in the Big Ten: you can only play 5 night games a year, and Iowa's played their 5 now, so we know none of the rest of them are going to be night games unless it's a bowl game or God, I hope it's a playoff game.
Wouldn't that be nice?
I doubt it.
Well, two of their night games were non-conference, so does that count against their 5?
Yeah.
Okay. They're still Big Ten teams, yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. Sean mentioned that the first half was a thing of beauty. It was. I think things started to slow down about halfway through the second quarter when we were up 31-0. I think at that point the game was in hand, and I don't know. I just want to say I think we were going through the motions at that point the rest of the way.
Yeah, a little bit.
Secondary, wow, night and day difference. That was another one I had down, was the tackling has improved a lot, and the secondary is, they're getting better.
All of you guys preseason. I tried
Getting
telling
better.
you.
TJ Hall and Deshaun Lee. I'm sorry I was running the names into the ground at the beginning of the year, and you guys know that. But I'm going to say right now they're stepping up to the plate big time.
It's because there's not a bunch of whiny crybabies. Remember how there's certain people who were talking about how everything was last year's defense. Last year's defense was bad because everybody was whining and crying about NIL money. This year, they all got what they got, and everybody is, because everybody came back on last year's team, right? Castro's not playing NFL. Castro's last chance to make money was last year. And that was the same way with other players. This year's defense, they're all about the team. They're all about, each other. And you could truly see it. Man, did you see X just lay himself out on that interception return for a touchdown? Like when Lutmer was coming down, X got destroyed to block a offensive lineman. But it was just enough to get Lutmer around. He risked his body to get that lineman. I mean, he got destroyed, but that right there just tells you, like, he was all about letting Lutmer score. He wanted Lutmer to score.
Yeah. Oh, what about the pancake block that KJ Parker had on that one that allowed Wetjen to get past that last defender?
I think that was the punter.
Oh, yeah, it was the punter. It was the punter.
Was it the punter?
32. It was the punter. But Parker still had to brag about it because what Wetjen said that Parker ran over to him. It's like, did you know that was me that pancaked that guy? And Wetjen's like, yeah, the number 32 threw me off. I didn't know what was going on.
Nobody knew. No, the announcers, nobody knew it. Nobody knew who it was.
Yeah.
That was so funny to listen to that part on the radio, because when I was listening to the radio. Some of the other things that you guys haven't picked up is I'm surprised no one mentioned that Wetjen tied Tim Dwight's record yesterday and has a chance to become the all-time kick returner in touchdowns if he can get it done before got 4 games to get one more.
And the difference is he's done it in 2 years compared to Dwight's 4 years. And I think that what helped Wetjen also is the fact he has Woods. He is appearing to be the best special teams coach in the country. Because go back, you could just go back to Woods' returners. Like ISM was doing the same stuff. Charlie Jones was doing the same. He just couldn't score touchdowns. I think he only had 1 and 1. And Wetjen is the one that's actually scoring touchdowns on it, but we've had some great returners. And I think a lot of that has to do with Woods and the blocking system. Either Wetjen is just too fast, because he's running through lanes. This touchdown yesterday, he had a lane. Hell, I might have got 15 yards on that punt return after he got to the lane, not in the beginning. Because he had outrun everybody in the beginning. Because he ran backwards.
You could just see how fast he was. Eric says, I have a suspicion Hank Brown will be transferring. I believe he only has a year of eligibility left. I don't think he'd want to spend his final year on the bench. I think he has 2 years, doesn't he, Jason? Or do you know?
Yeah, no, I know. He has 2 years left. He has 2 years, but you are right, Eric. He's going to be transferring. Just same way.
If he has a red shirt available, he certainly hasn't played in 4 games yet.
He doesn't have a red shirt available.
Okay.
Yeah. He's a sophomore, though. So wherever he goes next year, he'll be a redshirt junior.
Okay.
Yeah. He has his junior and senior year left, but he's going to be gone because Heck passed him. Hank's not the guy that, Lester wants. Now Lester's starting to get more involved, getting his guys in. Hank was a good guy to come in, to be a backup to let him throw the ball, but he's not what Lester wants. And now Lester's starting to get the recruits that he wants. And Heck is a big deal. Like, he really loves Heck. So, yeah, you're right, though. Hank's gone.
Yeah. Another thing, too, that I had written down. Gronk continues his streak of running for a touchdown.
Yep.
I think he's run for a touchdown in every game this year.
No. Well,
no, he has not.
No, because he only has 8 in a row.
Okay.
He needs one more to tie the record.
I thought we played 8 games, so that's what I thought.
Well, he hasn't scored a touchdown in every. Oh, they're 6-2. Did he score a rushing touchdown against Indiana?
Yeah.
Kiwi sneak.
Quarterback sneak.
Holy
It was very
shnikes.
difficult.
That's the only touchdown we had against Indiana.
I think Gronk's got 11 or 12 touchdowns.
He does.
Running.
But you're right, Dean. He did score in every game because he does have 8 in a row. Because the record is Antoine Randall L. at Indiana. If you guys remember him.
Oh yeah.
He had 9 in a row when he played quarterback for Indiana. So
you talking about you talking about a Big Ten record, or?
Yeah, Big Ten rushing touchdown record, not national record.
Yeah.
National record would be some Army, Navy scoring.
No, it's probably Thomas Lott or whatever the quarterback was at Oklahoma for Barry Switzer. He probably scored 40 games in a row or something. But.
So also Gronk's had
Jamal
his first
Holiday.
touchdown pass in a Power 4 game. First they said Power 4, then later they said Big Ten. So I'm not sure if he threw a touchdown pass in the Iowa State game or not.
I don't think so.
Okay, I didn't think so either.
Gronk has not threw that many touchdown passes this year, maybe 5.
Yeah, but
4, I believe.
Obviously they were against the 2 weaklings on our schedule because they weren't against any Power 4 team.
Yeah, it was his first one. That's why he said it's good to get the monkey off of his back. Yeah. But he also said, which is smart, he also said a rushing touchdown is worth 6 points. The passing touchdown is worth 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
We're scoring, so it doesn't really matter to him. He's not there.
I'm not as bent out of shape about the passing. I'm not as bent out of shape about the passing game as most people are. I'm beginning to see we're doing what it takes to win. If it means passing, we'll pass like we did against Rutgers. If it means running the ball like we did against Penn State and Wisconsin and Minnesota, then we'll run the ball. And actually, I think we had more of a balance against Minnesota and against Minnesota between the two.
I like being 6-2. So
yeah, me too.
That's a stat I like. I'd like to be 8-0, which we almost were, but 6 wins already, bowl eligible already.
The announcers for the Iowa for the game yesterday, I think they even said that they were 8 plays or something away from being 8-0, something like that. Iowa is.
Yeah, I think they said 8 points total.
Oh, maybe it's 8 points.
8 points total. The five against Indiana and the 3 against Iowa State.
Yeah.
I have another positive.
Go for it, Paul.
Getting guys.
I know we kind of got off the rails here, but I kind of like the discussion.
Yeah. I like that we're getting some guys healthy. We got Patterson back. We got Vanderzee back. I think those 2 guys really help the offense because they kind of bring something that we don't have other guys like them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
True. Then I thought Patterson came back.
Another positive of mine was that the backups played so good. especially on defense. You know, Mr. Buffington, every time he gets in there, I swear he gets a tackle on every other play he's in there, you know, so.
Oh yeah, when they asked Kirk in post game interview about him, he had nothing but a huge smile on his face when he talked about him. Okay, Eric says, "What games are you guys going to make it to the rest of the year?" Eric, I live in California. I'm planning on, as of now, to go to the USC game. The tickets are about $60. Buying them through the Los Angeles iClub, but I have yet to pull the trigger. I'm kind of waiting to see what happens with Oregon. First,
Yeah, watch Iowa's going to beat Oregon. Then those tickets going to go up to $200.
probably, because we got after Oregon, we got Michigan State, or we got USC's next after Oregon. Dang it!
And then
Dang it!
Yeah, then Michigan State.
Yeah,
Michigan State's
for me, I have
home,
to
right?
line up a lot because I can't drive to the game, and I have to do a lot of lineup, and I have to decide if I got money to pay for 2 tickets to pay for my buddy to go to, who wants to go. He's a USC fan.
Well, don't take that guy.
By the way,
he and I have great discussion. He actually follows Iowa women's basketball though pretty closely, and he comes on this podcast every now and then.
There were people after the Iowa State loss, after the kind of close-ish Rutgers win, and of course after the close Indiana, saying Iowa isn't going to make a bowl game. Well, they're bowl eligible, and Iowa State isn't. So put that in your pipe and
Iowa State's had 3 games to get bowl eligible, and they've lost 3 in a row. How the heck did that happen? Those are 3 games that I had put in the win column for them, and they lost all 3
I don't
of
think
them.
they have. I think their secondary is just like.
Yeah.
Now they play Arizona State at home coming up this week.
Yep.
They're on my picks for you guys.
Hey, Paul, I sure wish we could have Matt Campbell as our coach. Oh, no, I don't want that. Oh, I wish we had Deion Sanders as our coach. Oh, gosh, I don't want that.
Deion Sanders only won 2 games this year. Look what he's up. Without his sons playing, he ain't nothing. Somebody said that he's making a deal to go to one of the schools that needs a coach for next year.
Well, it's a lot different playing in the Big Ten or the SEC than it is playing in the Big 12 or any other conference. You know?
All I got to say is I'm just hoping for the day that Nebraska gets tired of the Big Ten money and decides it goes back to the Big 12.
Why?
That ain't happening.
Why? Why do you want Nebraska gone?
I'm afraid that Nebraska is going to come back one day and be the next Indiana and one day and do what Indiana's doing with Kirk Zanetti, and then we have to play them every year. At least with Indiana, we don't have to play them every year.
Are you kidding me? How many years? Where does that come from, Dean?
I don't want to play teams every year that could beat us.
Yeah. Now Penn State doesn't even want Matt Rule, you know.
They don't have that kind of money. Do you understand what made Indiana? Not Cignetti, the money that they have. You know,
I know. I heard it was what's his name, the owner of the Dallas Mavericks, put through in his money.
Yes, give Kirk that kind of talent, that kind of money for it. Nebraska doesn't have that kind of money. I mean, but they're paying Rule like $8 million a year or something. They don't have that kind of money to bring in talent. Nebraska is not going to be Indiana. I don't even know where that would come from.
Nebraska ain't going to leave. Nebraska ain't going to leave the Big Ten because they'd lose a lot of money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yes, they would. Yes, they would.
Yeah.
They're not leaving. They're not leaving. Also, it was just wishful thinking on my part.
I love where they're at.
By the way, guys, getting a future look at Iowa's future football schedule. Iowa State's not on the schedule past 2027.
Well, there's openings after 2027. Kirk
There is.
is
They've
not
left
going to
that.
allow Kirk is not going to allow them to take Iowa State off the schedule.
And I did see that the way they scheduled the other non-conference games, they did leave that second game open. That weekend is open every year after that. So
They just don't have a new they don't have a new contract drawn up yet with Iowa State.
I'm sure they will.
Yep.
I'm sure they will. I thought they had like
Paul
a 5-year automatically rollover every year for 5 years, but that's fine.
Let Paul finish what he was saying.
Yeah, go ahead.
Just that, this isn't, Nebraska of the 90s or the 80s. Those days are not coming back for them. The landscape of college football has changed. Their entire situation has changed. They were the big fish in the little pond, just them in Texas and, in the little 12. Now they're in the Big Ten. It's just they are, and they're living off past success, but until the things that got them to be successful, they're not going to have those advantages that they used to have anymore. Everybody's on TV. They don't get to have 300 walk-ons
like they used to.
Yeah.
I mean,
you know what the other big thing, the other big factor on that is, Paul, is the fact that none of these kids were born back when Nebraska was a national powerhouse. They don't know about Nebraska's legacy.
But you know what? The most important thing that they don't have a $20 million roster. They don't have a $20 million roster. Look what Kirk is doing. I mean, all this nonsense with Kirk, like what Kelvin was saying. Look what Kirk is doing with very small NIL money compared to like Indiana, compared to the others.
Yeah,
that's why. And Nebraska is in the same boat as Iowa is. We're not going to have a $20-25 million roster.
Yeah.
Nebraska's in that same boat.
But here's what I like. Is that the Swarm, which I'm surprised you didn't advertise it tonight, Kelvin. The Swarm is switching over to more a few elite players, so they don't have to concentrate on a whole mess of players, and so that's going to help them land some more elite players because they can focus on those elite players. And the one thing I think they should do is use the quarterbacks they have on campus next year, and if they got any coming next year, I don't know if they do or not. Use those and go out and get a wide receiver. And if we're going to pay $2 million for a quarterback, let's use the quarterback we got for next year, and let's pay $2 million for a fantastic wide receiver. Because outside of Vanderzee, I'm not really seeing a whole lot of NFL caliber wide receivers on this team.
Yeah. The other thing, going back to Nebraska, is Iowa State is much improved. We have to give them credit where credit is due. Mm-hmm. Nebraska does not have a recruiting base outside of Omaha. There's no real talent pool in the state of Nebraska, a large talent pool. So, they would come into Iowa and get some guys from Iowa and whatever. Well, now Iowa's getting our guys. Iowa State's getting good players from the state. And Nebraska is not the national brand they once were. They're just not.
Yeah.
I just don't have any fear of them coming back to being what they were in the 90s. Could they get better? Of course. But their new plight in life is if they have a good coach, they're an 8-9 win team with the right coach.
Maybe they'll get a right coach someday. They don't have the right one now. So.
Okay, so I got another question for you guys. I put this down as a negative, that we only scored 10 points in the second half, a field goal and a I put down pick six, but it's not pick six, a quarterback run. Well, here's the thing. I want to be like Cinetti, and I just want to run the score up, and I know that's not Kirk's style. I know when he feels like he's got enough points and they're going to comfortably win the game, he pulls back the reins, and we all know it. We've seen it for the last 26, 27 years. But wouldn't you guys just like to see him because I think we could have scored 60 easy on this.
I mean, what can I ask you? Did you watch the second half?
Yeah, I watched the whole game.
Okay, so did you see how they kept throwing the football? So what exactly did they do in the second half differently than the first half?
Okay,
they were
so
throwing
should
the
I?
ball
Okay,
all over
should
the
I?
yard.
Yeah. Should I say then maybe Minnesota's defense stepped up the second half? Then is that what I should be saying?
I just think Gronk missed his throws. I just think that's the way it came out. The players weren't executing at the same level that they were. And when you say the 10-point thing, well, when it comes down to it, with 10 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, they pulled Gronk out.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
I thought it was more like 5 or 6 minutes. I thought it was. It
was like 8 to 10 minutes. Whenever the offense went back out, it was like 8 minutes or so. And Iowa went 3 and out with their even on the offensive line. Mislinski was out there. Like all the backups were on the field.
Right.
Like, this is like really nitpicky. And they threw the ball a lot in the third quarter. Gronk was just missing them. Or we dropped him. He hit one of our receivers right in the hands, and he bobbled it and dropped it. I don't remember which one it was. It was one of the short guys. It might have been Parker. But
okay. All right, I'll admit if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
You know what I think? I think Cignetti sure the hell didn't score 60 against us.
Damn right.
And another thing, I think we beat his ass all day. If Gronowski wouldn't have got hurt, hell, if Hiklenski would have went in the game and threw that screen pass, we'd won the game. That's what I think.
Yes, we would have.
Yeah. Even the announcer said that if Brown could have just completed that one screenplay, Iowa scores. You never know what happens after that. Because if it wasn't tied, even if they hit that field goal, right? If that game wasn't tied, Parker wouldn't have felt the need to not let Indiana get in the field goal range and do the full house blitz that he did, right? Yeah. He sent everybody. It was man-to-man, and he had, I think, was it Lee that was playing off? And the receiver made a nice play. He's one of the best receivers in the country. Yeah. And our corner took the wrong. So, I mean, this is just all real nitpicky to me. Like, to say that when we're up 31-0 at the half, and we kept throwing the ball in the third quarter, I would love to have seen Gronk's stats in the third quarter. I bet it was less than 50% completion percentage. And
it said at halftime he had like 135 yards passing. At the end of the game, he still had 135 yards passing. He didn't gain any yards on any passes.
That don't sound right, but it doesn't. It wouldn't surprise me.
I don't know.
I'll look it up.
Like I said, they kept throwing the ball, but he was missing them, and our receivers were dropping them. Can't blame it all on him.
I think at halftime Minnesota had like -2 yards rushing.
Yeah, it was -9 because they had
That's right.
The announcers did the math where they had like 11 yards rushing, and then but sacks count against the rushing yards. So like they did the math with the sacks is why they were at -9. The announcers were talking about. I think they said something. We were at -9 rushing, but we also had like 3 sacks for loss of yards.
And by the way, I think Cignetti is a great coach. I want to get that out of the way. So,
well, he is. He's a dick.
Yeah, The TV guys in the studio were, one of them made a joke that they had technically more rushing yards than Minnesota did at halftime because Minnesota was
Yeah.
-9.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so we are tied for third with Oregon and Michigan. Gronowski was 12 for 19 on passing, 135 yards and 1 touchdown. Hecklinksey was 1 for 1 with 6 yards. I guess it didn't break it down by halves for me. Never mind.
Yeah. So, are you guys think it's weird that the AP poll treats us the way they do, these polls?
Well, that was my question too. Not exact words, but yes, I think it's a shame that we did not get ranked this week. We should be ranked.
They showed on 3, some guy put up a picture of what every voter with their names, how they voted this week.
Mm-hmm.
And anyway, it's so tilted towards the SEC. The voters for the SEC, there was a bunch of them that vote, like it said what team they cover, and it said LSU and some of them SEC teams. Several of them had Oregon like at number 11 and 13 in the country. How could anybody have Oregon rated that low? And they just did that to help Alabama and Georgia and those teams. There's no reason. Alabama lost to Florida State.
So why is there so many?
Oregon lost to the number 2 team in the country, Indiana, and yet Alabama's above Oregon for some reason.
So why is there so many SEC voters compared to other voters?
There isn't more, but the SEC, they're voting. You could look at the voting there in that picture, and they were doing more voting to help their SEC teams.
Mm-hmm. Because what they're doing is they're getting ready to set up, and I believe next week comes out the first college playoff poll. What they're doing is getting their teams in positions to be chosen ahead, because they're going to look at, they think these voters look at the AP, or these committees look at the AP and coaches poll and say, oh, they got them ranked 1, so that's where we should put them.
I just think that if a voter shows a bias, why don't they kick them off as an AP voter and get somebody in that's not biased?
Yeah,
that was my. When the college football poll comes out, hell, I will probably be about 18th. Because they go by computer ratings, and I was rated 17th in some Sagarin or some computer thing that comes out. But.
Yeah, but I mean, there's definitely a bias. There's definitely a bias, and I was kind of mad when I heard Iowa didn't get in the AP rankings this week, because I thought for sure they would sneak in 25, 24, 23, somewhere in there.
Yeah. And the week before, Iowa had 0 votes. It's like, where's the guys from, there's voters from Iowa that vote. Couldn't they gave Iowa like 1 vote or something? No, because they do a better job of voting than the SEC journalists do. But anyway.
Who knows? Who knows?
I mean,
Ohio State still ranked 1.
In the in the AP, Iowa is ranked 29th.
Okay, so they're getting closer. They
got Navy, Tulane, and Washington ahead of Iowa, and South Florida.
That is crazy.
I know. To have Navy in the top 25. I'm sorry, Paul, but I mean,
well, they're 26.
If Iowa and Navy played, hell, if Iowa and Cincinnati played. And Cincinnati's rated like 17th or something because they beat Iowa State. They lost to Nebraska.
Navy's ranked 26th, but they're right outside the top 25 behind Memphis. But Navy's undefeated.
Okay. Calvin, Eric has a question for you. His son is wondering if Sprite is your drink of choice. He's noticed that 2-liter being prevalent the last few episodes. Well, thank you, Eric, for saying last few
No.
episodes. That means you're watching. I
Whatever,
appreciate that.
whatever is a free food for a diabetic, any diet pop without caffeine in it. This time of night's my drink of choice. So I just
All right.
figured I'd be on for an hour and a half. I better have a good supply, big bottle sitting here. So I'm not
All right, guys.
advertising for Sprite, but
Look
Cheers.
what I got. Somebody sent me 3 of these cups. Oh, I better not show Coca-Cola. I don't want to get infringed on there.
I think we're going to be on. I think we're going to be on for 2 hours tonight.
I know. We need to get to our picks. I don't know what Dean's doing.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's
Okay.
go.
All right. I'm just going to say this
I'm going to fall
because I want to
asleep on
get to the new
camera.
picks. I want to go for the new picks real quick. So I'm just going to say that me and Kelvin went 8-2. Paul and Jason went 9-1, and we each picked a team just randomly different than everybody else. So let me get to our new picks, and I didn't give them to you guys because I just did this afternoon, and I really tried hard to find some good games, which is I was surprised that we did so well on our picks this week, all of us, because I thought those would be like 50-50 picks.
Yeah. I didn't think there was a lot of good games this upcoming week, but
Yeah.
anyway,
okay. First game is Vandy at Texas. I'm taking Vandy. Paul.
Yeah, I'll go Vandy.
Kelvin.
I'm going to go with Vandy so Iowa can take Texas's place in the poll.
There you go. Texas still being ranked surprises me. Jason.
It doesn't surprise me. It's Texas. I'm going to go with Texas because if they lose this game, it's looking bad for Manning, Sark. I can't see them losing this game. I'm going to root my ass off for Vanderbilt, and I'm going to pick Texas.
Yeah. Hey, if any of you guys watching want to just comment who you guys are picking, that would be fine too. We don't care. Alrighty. Penn State at Ohio State. I think I know how everybody's going to go here, but Jason, I'll start with you since you went last.
This one's a tough one. Give me the shoe. The Buckeyes.
This one's an easy one. The number one team's at home, Ohio State.
Yeah, Paul.
OHIO.
What kind of puppy do you have?
It's a Maltese.
Oh.
Rutgers at Illinois. Oh, by the way, I also took Ohio State, guys. So Eric says, "Good show, keep it going." Eric, we appreciate it. Share it out, and don't forget, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button and like buttons.
Yeah.
We lost 2 subscribers this week. I don't know what happened. Maybe I'm sharing it too much. Okay, Rutgers at Illinois. Paul, I'm starting with you this time.
You know what? It's getting to that time of year. Champagne. It's a little cool, a lot of windy, probably not great for passing. I'll take Illinois at home. I trust them more than I trust those really good wide receivers for Rutgers.
Okay. Kelvin, give me your...
Illinois ain't losing another game this regular season. I'll pick Illinois.
Jason.
That's really possible that they won't. So I'm going to take Illinois too. But, yeah, those Rutgers receivers scare me a little bit.
Okay, guys, before we move on.
Maybe it's because
you
don't
allow Illinois' schedule that you guys think that they're not going to lose another game? Are they like 6-3 right now or something like that?
They're going to end up being 9-3.
So you're saying that they're going to win out?
Yeah, they have the easiest schedule.
If they'd have beat Washington, they'd been in the college football playoff.
Yeah.
So you're saying they got 2 losses and not 3? I'm saying I thought they had 3.
They have 3 losses.
They have 3.
Okay.
He said if they beat Washington.
Okay, so who's left on their schedule besides? We got Rutgers.
Oh, Northwestern's the last game they play. They probably play Wisconsin.
Yeah, they do.
Probably Purdue or Michigan State.
Okay. Alrighty. I wouldn't say that Northwestern's a gimme. Alrighty. Cincinnati at Utah. Cincinnati, about a month ago, I did not give them credit for nothing, but they are actually ranked, and I think they've only had one loss this year. Against Utah, also another team playing well.
I'll go with the home team, Utah.
Okay. Jason.
Maybe if you allow cussing on your show, people wouldn't unsubscribe.
Well, the one guy whose comment I deleted it. I found out I can leave it without it being.
Okay.
I just don't have to feature his comment. He commented tonight and he didn't have any swear words.
Nice.
Okay.
What was it? Utah has that true freshman quarterback. He's really fast, but I'm going to go with Utah. But I can see Cincy. It's at Utah, so that's going to help out the freshman.
Yeah.
Sorsby is doing really very well at Cincy, but Utah's got that defense, so I'm going to go with Utah.
Paul.
I'll take Utah because they're the home team.
Hey guys, you're gonna like this one. I'm gonna look for this on TV.
I knew you were
My son said
Yeah.
he'll bring a sign to the game. We're going to say that and like and subscribe to Talking Iowa Hawkeye Sports. Yes,
Fine.
I love it. I'll be watching for it on TV. Oh, I can't. I'm going to be at a men's retreat all weekend. I won't have access to the game or anything. No
Are you?
TV, no cell phone, no nothing.
Yeah. Dean, are you going to give us your picks?
Oh yeah, I'm taking Utah. Okay. All right. Next game is Arizona State at Iowa State. I'm going to take Arizona State. Iowa State's just not playing very good ball right now.
I'll speed it up. Arizona State.
Okay.
Arizona State. I'm going to go with Arizona State too, and just root for Iowa State.
Paul.
Well, it's no fun if we all pick all the same picks. I'll take the Cyclones at home.
I
hope you're right, Pope.
I think honestly, I think we all would like Iowa State to win this game, but
knock Arizona State out of the ratings.
Yeah.
So we can take their place.
Yeah, there you go. And get rid of I just want to see Iowa State do well because they beat us. The more they win, the better we look. But the more they lose, the better we don't look. Okay.
Yeah.
OU at Tennessee. I'm taking OU even though they lost this week.
OU.
Give me the Volunteers, baby. Jason's Tennessee. Don't screw it up.
What's their record and are they ranked?
Who?
Oh yeah, they're both ranked.
Yeah, both teams are ranked.
Oklahoma's 12th and Tennessee is 16th or 17th.
14th.
Okay.
They're 14th. They're 6-2.
Yeah. Although I think, honestly, I picked OU, but I'm going to go with Tennessee. Something just tells me that Tennessee's a stronger team than OU.
I think Jason just told you.
What's that? Oh. Well, I have, changed my picks based on things that Jason has said.
I changed my picks based on Jason's picks.
Yeah. No, I don't, actually. I've never done that. But I've only changed my pick 3 times this year, and this would be the 3rd time. Okay,
I gotta give
who's left to pick? Oh, Paul.
I'm taking Rocky Top.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, did you hear the announcers talking about that? They said that they heard Rocky Top so often they thought it was their theme song, and they learned it really wasn't. Okay. Michigan State at Minnesota.
Jason?
You know what? I'm taking Minnesota, and I'm going to hang on that pick.
I was just going to say Minnesota myself. There's something wrong with
Jason. Sure you were, Jason. You're just copying Dean.
No. No,
I'm getting sick and tired of you, Tio. I'm taking Minnesota.
Okay.
Yeah.
And Paul gets to pick.
The Gophers are, that's when you have a young quarterback. Sometimes, they're a different team at home than they are on the road. I'll take Minnesota.
Facts, you're right. They're going back home. Michigan State, there's just something wrong with that program.
Paul, I'm giving you first pick on USC at Nebraska.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing, I'll pick that in a sec. Sometimes when you get your handed to you the way they just did, you can kind of flush that game and just refocus a little bit easier than having like a heartbreaking loss, and it can be tough to let go of. This will just be look,
It's
one of those games.
It's called a dead cat bounce.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. They're roadkill. They're going to bounce. So.
Okay.
All right. What's the next one?
USC at Nebraska.
I'll speed it up. USC is one of the best point differential teams in the nation.
I got USC. I mean, did Paul pick?
I did not. I'm thinking this through in my head. I mean, I believe skill position wise, these teams, USC has the athletes to that are as good or better than Nebraska. I'm not sold on USC in the trenches, but I'm definitely not sold on Nebraska in the trenches. But you do get the home game. Nebraska typically plays pretty good at home. I think this is their last chance to salvage their season. I'm going to say Nebraska pulls an upset at home.
Okay. Guys, I'm picking Nebraska as well. Okay. Second last game. South Carolina or Ole Miss. I'm just coming right out. I'm picking Ole Miss.
This is an easy
Ole
one.
Miss is way better team. I'll take Ole Miss.
Yep, Ole Miss here too.
Ole Miss.
Hotty toddy.
Final game. I looked all over to find a really, really good game for us to pick that wasn't an obvious pick. And I couldn't find any, so I didn't have any ACC schools, so I've settled on Duke at Clemson. So I'm just going to take Clemson. Paul, you want me to come back to you?
No, it's at Clemson, Death Valley. Yeah, give me the Tigers.
Okay.
I'll go with Clemson.
Okay.
Same. Clemson.
Okay. So, we don't vary very much on all those picks. So, all right. Thomas Hahn says 29 yards, and to me it's kind of random. But is there something there that you guys think that he was trying to get at that we were talking about?
How many passing yards we had in the second half, maybe?
Oh,
that could be.
That could be. Okay.
I'm just guessing.
I just threw that out there because I just wanted to see what's going on. Eric's son is going to post that son, but he doesn't know which game. However, unless he's traveling to a game, I believe Oregon and Michigan State are our last two home games.
Yeah. He might have been talking about the Reese Vanderzee touchdown. Was that 29 yards maybe?
I don't know.
Could have been. It was right. I thought it was 24, but it could have been 29.
Actually 29 sounds about right for the Reese Vanderzee touchdown. Thomas, I'm sorry it took us so long to get to your comment, but if you want to tell us what the 29 yard represents in your thing, that would be great. Guys, okay. Tomorrow night I will be doing a women's basketball preview. Molly can't join me. I have found a substitute who is a diehard women's basketball fan. I just got to get him prepped, so he's going to join me tomorrow night. Tuesday night, I'm doing a already planned out special off week show with Nicholas and Jerry. And how that came about, I don't want to, because I don't want anybody's feelings to get hurt. But it came about because he and I, the three of us talk a lot. And one day I just realized we talked for about an hour and a half or something like that. And I said, guys, this has really been a good discussion. I wish I'd have recorded it for a podcast. And we just decided right then and there that the three of us would do an off-week podcast together. So I don't want anybody's feelings being hurt, but we will be doing that one Tuesday night. And then yet to be decided is when I'm going to do the men's preview and when we're going to do the wrestling preview. But I have to get the women's done. I couldn't wait any longer on Molly. And Molly looks like she's going to be a casualty for a couple of weeks because they have their first game Thursday night. So I want to get that done.
Got it.
So, but yeah, I was going to go solo, but I found somebody and I'm going to talk to him right after the show. He contacted me and said he'd do it. Okay, so you guys probably seen his stuff. It's all over Facebook, and he runs the Hawkeye women's basketball page. So anyhow, guys, before we leave, please, everybody, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, leave some more comments, share it out, share it out, share it out. I've gotten brave, and I went through the last two podcasts, and I've shared it with every podcast people I could think of and put it on there, and nobody's come at me yet and told me not to. And so let's get these views up because of Facebook's algorithm now that they're being picky about throwing all of our videos into a pending spam folder for everybody. Not every admin is doing their job and going to the pending and spam file to actually see what's there. Some of them are really good. Some of them have actually agreed to put me on their pre-approved list. So, but yeah, I need help getting it out there, guys. So wherever you can share it, I would appreciate it because our views have dropped off considerably, and that has coincided with when Facebook about 2 months ago changed their algorithm on how they do things. And so it took me a while to figure out what was going on, but once I figured it out, I started writing to some of the admin and asking for some help. And some of them, I still have probably 2 months worth of videos there that they haven't approved yet because, I really appreciate our admin help on my group. And I'm sure that Jason does too in his Facebook group because, we keep our pages clean. We keep it right up to date. And we don't let anybody wait. We get comments deleted or comments added, because we get a lot of comments that are borderline and they go to a spam folder that I have to dig them out of. And so, and I have pre-approved several people, including Calvin, because Calvin had a hard time getting stuff posted on my page. And Jason, he would like you to do this. He would like you to do the same thing. Get him on the pre-approved list.
I am.
He's already been on. He's already been on there.
Jason, every place that I share our podcasts, none of them go into spam.
Really, that's good to know.
Jason's was the last one that would go into spam maybe a couple weeks ago. That ended. So
okay, cool.
Yeah, I ended yours too, Dean. You don't.
Thank you.
You don't go into spam either. But I didn't know what the hell you guys were talking about. I don't know all that crap. I didn't even know I could pre-approve you guys. Well, we know now.
I didn't even call it spam. I just said it went into pending because it'd say pending.
Yeah,
so.
You said pending, but it was a spam.
Yeah, it's actually in the spam folder. Okay, one final question from Eric B. before we leave. What is everybody's favorite video game? Everybody, Paul, start with you.
Well,
okay.
I'm 44. I don't do video games.
Yeah, I don't play video games either. I guess my favorite video game is watching replays of Iowa football. So
there you go.
Jason, I kind of know where he's at, but Jason, go ahead and tell us.
This podcast has gone so long, my PS5 shut down right here. You see this?
Yeah.
my PS5 shut down. I had my Hawkeye up there. College football 26 is my favorite by far right now.
Okay. I haven't played video games for a while, and I have an old Xbox One, and so I can't buy any new games for it. So I'm still playing no NCAA games because they weren't making them back then, and nothing that they make now fits it. So I have a race car game, a baseball game, and an old NBA game that I occasionally play when I'm bored. Eric says that he and his son love Borderlands 3 co-op. Don't know what that is. Okay, and final comment from Eric. My positive is we beat Minnesota in every phase of the game soundly. Yes, we did.
Amen
On
to
that
that.
note, guys, thank you for joining the show tonight. Thank you, everybody, for watching the show. Eric says thank you, and thanks again,
Go
guys.
Hawks.
And so,
Go
Eric,
Hawks, baby.
thank you. Yeah, bye. Everybody, take care.